Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. Today I'm going to analyze the winner of our Patreon poll. This is voted upon in multiple stages. I'm often really surprised by the winners. Some past examples of winners include Fleetwood Mac, Heart, Yes, The Scorpions, Janis Joplin. Just for starters, there are so many fantastic winners. And today, I'm going to be checking out the Bangles for the first time ever. Let's get to it. This combination of their voices is lovely. I like the way that all of the female voices together, there's a certain lightness, a certain like ethereal fragility that they're all including in their tone quality. But then you put them all together and it has a lot more drive through. So you have a little bit heavier instrumentation here, obviously in like a classical orchestra, right? We've got some electronic amplification happening. And so to have that kind of ethereal, lighter sound come through, adding other voices to that mix is really lovely. And their blend is lovely. I hope we get to hear a lot more. Also, I think the opening riff is so much fun. Back to the beginning. Shout. All right, that's so fun. That's fascinating. I thought that I was hearing this kind of hitting sound that I thought was from the drum kit, but it's actually from, I think, the bass maybe, or maybe it was another guitar. Let's go back one more time. Yeah, check that out. Huh. So all of them have this idea of an inner smile inside, and that's part of what's giving them a beautiful blend. And I say inner smile, and sometimes people get really confused about that. It's like if you were to take your fingers back, like along the hard palate, right? You go up to the top of your mouth and go along, and then you hit something squishy in the back. That's your soft palate. And if you were to like maybe spread that apart, which causes it to burn a ton, by the way, it might make you gag just a little bit. Back there, that's lifted and it feels like it's wide at the same time. This idea of having an inner smile really goes back to that soft palate, and that shapes the sound in your mouth a lot. That affects the resonance. That focus of sound often will also help things come forward in the mask or give it a little bit of loft as well, and that gives it a certain brightness to the tone. It almost sounds like you have that twinkle of an eye kind of smile going on. So inner smile, all of them have this sort of shaping to their sound, which is partly why it's blending so beautifully. And also nasal focus. So I'm loving the way that they're so direct at times with their sound, and then at other times it softens up and feels like it's a little more inward. But it seems like all together as a group, they have decided when to be direct or more inward. And it's a beautiful shift back and forth. Very, very coordinated. One more time. Shade of winter, sorry, I know I'm pausing a lot, but I'm also loving the way that that particular tone had a lightness in the air, but it actually had a bit of a heavier vocal mechanism happening. So it was both powerful and light at the same time. What a beautiful combination. Okay, more.
Hear the Salvation Army band. Down by the riverside, it's bound to be a better ride than what you've got planned.
And the harmonies are lovely. And there's that really bland softness. Ooh.
Brown now, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Hang on to your hopes, my friend. That's an easy thing to say. You've got to pass away and simply pretend that you can build them again.
It's wonderfully coordinated. I love that. Just a shout out of thank you to patrons. Thank you for a live version of this. I am loving seeing it that they actually have this much coordination live. This isn't just a multi-tracked kind of thing, right? This is them blending together well, them coordinating their enunciation together well, which I can't even do on my own today, apparently. And then it's also a beautiful coordination of those softs, it's not just soft and loud, it's more of the emotion and the attitude behind all of their sounds, which creates these bigger tonal shifts. It's really, really lovely to see so many ladies singing at the same time. I'm going to go back, actually, let's go back quite a ways. There's a lot in here.
It's brown now, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Hang on.
Things like deciding to use a lot more R coloring. Winter, they're going for a very wet sounding American R at that point. A lot of times singers will choose to go winter and make it more British, have more of an or even an vowel in there. It's often considered a prettier sound. And especially when you have a lot of people singing, it's more likely that you're going to go towards the Instead, they've gone the exact opposite. They said, no, let's have more in the sound. This is like not what you're ever told to do in choir, especially. Choirs are like, oh, British. Very deliberate.
The sky is a hazy shade of winter. Hang on to your hopes, my friend.
You can see that inner smile shape there.
That's an easy thing to say. You've got to pass away and simply pretend that you can build them again. Look around. That's its high.
This is just also really beautiful writing. Simon and Garfunkle. I think it's specifically Paul Simon that did this one. I think that the melody is always just gorgeous and takes you down a journey. And then you also have to think about the words. The lyrics of this are pretty awesome. I read them again ahead of time, and I love the sentimentality of it, the idea of time passing, and the way that all relates to winter and seeing maybe yet another season of Salvation Army bells just dinging. This has a beautiful way of hitting sentimentality and encouraging introspection while also being fun and sort of celebrating a passage of time at the same time.
That you can build them again. Look around. That's its high. Feels it right. It's the springtime of my life. Seasons change with the scenery. Breathing time in a tapestry. Won't you stop and remember me at any convenient time?
Wow, I stopped it too soon last time to talk about cover and wonderful lyrics. And I just love that they took a moment to drop out some of the instrumentation there, because this is really, really thoughtful. And it felt like a pause to consider life passing was beautiful.
It's the springtime of my life. Seasons change with the scenery. Breathing time in a tapestry. Won't you stop and remember me?
Also, there's a beauty here of this being different people. A lot of times, because I'm one of those people that likes to self-track, right? You have like lots and lots and lots of layers of one voice. There's tons of us out there on YouTube that do this, where we say, okay, we're going to sing like every single part. And when you get one voice together, it has a particular impact that can be super, super cool. But because I do it so much myself, sometimes I just really crave listening to somebody else, a different group that has different voices on those lines, because then you get more individuality of expression. And I just think that it's wonderful to have individuality in life. I think we should celebrate that a ton. And the way that there's just little moments where one voice will carry it a little longer, you get this idea of a group that all feels the same thing. It's not quite a choir, but in many ways, choirs try to become too uniform at times. This is celebrating individuality, more like an opera chorus, actually. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful.
Time in a tapestry, won't you stop and remember me at any convenient time? Funny how my memory seems on looking over manuscripts of unpublished rhyme, drinking my vodka and lime.
That's such a good riff. Whoa. Oh my word. Oh, wow. This song is way too short. We're going to go back and talk about this section. I love the way we had the harmonies built up and the layers built up one at a time. I have to say the very first voice that we started singing, and I have names of people here. I want to say, is this Susanna Hoffs? I think it's the first person that started singing. I think so. And her voice is, I want to say, sultry. It has that smile inside. There's power, but it has that airiness at the same time. And the directness, there's a lot of different qualities to her voice that are very appealing. And it was so lovely to hear her sing for just a little bit and actually be left wanting a lot more. But then as we got these extra layers, it makes me appreciate anew all of the different harmonies as they're being added in. It was just fantastic. And it happened so quickly. Yeah, it made me want to play the song over and over and over again. Here, let's do this from here one more time. It might have been a bit far back.
And the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Look around.
Even the way that this lower harmony entered, sort of at a surprising point, was delightful, because they are layering these on really fast, one on top of each other, but they almost somehow slither in there. It's like, whoa, oh, there's a harmony already.
Around, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Look around, leaves are brown. There's a patch of snow on the ground. Look around, leaves are brown. There's a patch of snow on the ground. Look around, leaves are brown. There's a patch of snow on the ground.
Also, really important when you're layering harmonies like this to often do it from bottom up. The moment you get a top harmony in, people are instantly more drawn to things that are higher. That's just how our ears and attention work. So it'll be loud first and then higher after that. Sometimes higher will even take over from loud, depending on a person's upbringing, essentially. So we have the lead first, and that's important to get in there. And the lead should be a little bit louder than all the other ones, but she actually kind of backs off to make room for other voices as they're entering in here. And then entering from lowest and going up, lets us focus on those parts before we're naturally drawn to a higher part. Let's go back one more time. This is such a good cover.
Brown and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Look around, leaves are brown. There's a patch of snow on the ground. Look around, leaves are
A double there.
There's a patch of snow on the ground. Look around, leaves are brown.
I love the thickness
Patch
there.
of snow on the ground.
What a good ending, too. That is much too short and very, very sweet. I love the blend and the way that they're using their voices all together, the individuality of each one, yet how they're able to make us feel a common emotion. It's just gorgeous and fun and sentimental all at the same time. Thank you very much, patrons. If you guys want to see some more analysis of just great Patreon winners, you can check out this playlist over here. And may you fall more in love with music every day, and happy holidays.